December 16th is not just Reconciliation Day in South Africa. The Congress of the People, COPE, was officially launched on this day in Bloemfontein in 2008. Let's speak to the party's General Secretary Eric Mohlapamaswi, who's joining us from Polokwane in Limpopo. Good to have you on the SABC this evening, Eric. And you were right there, weren't you, in Bloemfontein almost 20 years ago at the founding of COPE after that massive outcome from the ANC conference in Limpopo, incidentally, in 2007. How difficult was it for COPE to, A, break away from an ANC that was very popular at the time compared to where it is now, and to ultimately convince people among the population and even potential donors to back you?
Thank you very much for having me on SABC. But I want to tell you that it was not easy at all. We did, as Congress of the People, something that was not common, and we had to voice ourselves in a dissatisfaction about the way the country was going, the way the country was run. And then we even anticipated that at some point, these are the challenges that the country is going to face as far as the corruption is concerned and whatever is happening. So now you can see that what we encountered in Madlanga Commission, or that we are encountering now in Madlanga Commission, what we encountered in Zondo Commission, it's exactly what we as Congress of the People has pointed out at that time. So. And truly speaking, there has been some infiltration that the organization had to face. And, to grow the party, it was very difficult because there were some enemies within. There are those people who were referred as, sent to Congress of the People so that they can cause a chaos in Congress of the People and kill it.
Okay.
At its infant stage.
Who are those people? Because for most of us, we understood the disintegration, if you will, of COPE after that first appearance on a ballot in the election where you did very well, to have been around the fight, the falling out between the co-founders, Musiwa Lekota and Mbazi Mashilowa, who then subsequently left the organization. Who had infiltrated the organization and why?
I think the interview came very clear. It was crystal clear when a leader of a political party who said he was in a war room explaining exactly what was happening in the war room and what they were doing to plan to kill Congress of the People, whereby he was telling those people to say, I was in that war room and I know exactly what we wanted to do for COPE, so you cannot do it to my organization. So it's very clear that there was this plan that people were planted in the organization. So you can even refer to some scripts with regards to what I'm referring to.
But why is it that the people who were there, especially at the founding of these organizations, were not able to mount a successful fight for it to continue to not just exist, but to thrive? Because now COPE is a shadow of its former self.
The question is, how do you make sure that you work with the people who have been sent to kill you? So it is very difficult because whatever that you will try to do, the peoples have a mandate, and that mandate they have to execute and execute it immaculacy. So now, as Congress of the People, those were some of the challenges that we were faced with. So most of the people that came in here, they disturbed, and then they went back to the ANC, and that was it. So, but I am happy that we still have leadership that held the fort, and that made sure that we go through all these challenges, and now we are at this stage whereby COPE is stabilized, and we all share the common vision.
But if, as you say, the forces, shall we say, of infiltration ultimately left COPE and went back to the ANC by your account, why were those who were left behind not able to keep it at the level at which we first met the party?
It all depends as to how many people were sent in to come and do this. South Africans are very honest people. And whenever they see people fighting, they would not be able to associate themselves with the people who are fighting. And I think that was a strategy that was employed. So the current leadership that we have as Congress of the People have a strategy, and we are busy building ourselves in the provinces in preparation for the congresses in the province, in various provinces, and ultimately in April we'll go to our national congresses. So we are now focused.
Right.
Those challenges that we had, we are saying those are something of the past. So we can't just stay in the past. We have to prepare ourselves and make sure that the future is what we are looking for.
And how does the Congress of the People re-establish itself or even reinvent itself in what is even more highly contested political terrain in the country than the elections around 2009, right? A lot has changed since then. So how do you revive COPE, and what does the future look like for the Congress of the People?
What we as Congress of the People are planning to do is to make sure that our structures are revitalized. In various provinces, the municipalities, we have structures, and we put systems in order. And then when systems are in order and we go and we campaign and we reiterate the message that we have been saying of that being incorruptible. So that is what we want to make sure that our people get aligned with, and then they can be able to then start having confidence in us. Who wants to build a house who wants to associate themselves with a house that is on fire? If we are in disagreement, no person will be able to join us because we will be seen as a party that always fights for position. So what is of utmost importance is for us to first stabilize the party, make sure that the leadership is okay, and then from there everything will then start accumulating. And we are prepared as this current cohort of leadership that we are going to bring this organization back to its glory.
And is that with the hope of contesting the local government elections in 2026? And if so, who then is your face? Who do you lead with from the front? Because as I understand it, Mohlapamaswi, the last leader who was known by many South Africans, is currently unwell.
Yeah, no, that's correctly. We would like to at least, wish him all the best so that our comrade can be fine. But we have a leader the current leader in the person of Teboho Louade, who is the acting deputy president. So he is the acting deputy president, but because of the absence of the president, he's the one who's holding forth, leading this party to the congresses in April. So he will only be a leader up till April, and I will only be the acting general secretary up till April to the congresses. So then the congresses will be able to see as to whether who is good enough to take Congress of the People forward in April 2026.
COPE General Secretary Eric Mohlapamaswi, good to talk to you. Thank you so much for being on The Full View this evening.